Welcome Capricorn, this is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your third quarter reading for July, August, and September of this year. I've laid out the cards for each month. I'll clarify them and I will pull an oracle card at the end. This is a general reading, so as so many other readers do advise, I think it is wise to consult your sun, moon, and rising sign. Because there's astrological information, I read using the moon's phases. The rising sign is critical and can sometimes give you more exact information. However, because this is covering a long period, and there's a lot of information here that you probably may want to consult as I continue moving forward to do July, August, and September readings. I will attach this end screen to my readings going forward throughout these months, and hope that that's helpful in allowing you to review some of the information I'm going to share with you today. If you like my content, if you're finding this useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. And let's get started with the overall energy for Capricorn for the third quarter, the Nine of Pentacles. This card is so often interpreted as the card of the Bachelor. And in fact, it is not so much about being single, whether you're single or not. You may be, you may not be. It's more about independence, particularly financial independence, economic independence, but it's about independence. And you can be quite comfortably and happily in a relationship and be independent, and most possibly with another independent person. This can work beautifully. I don't want to undersell that aspect of this card, because despite one's ability to be independent, to be able to be self-reliant, it is sometimes misunderstood as a desire to be single or to be unattached. And I think that's a mistake, because I do believe that Capricorns, despite their fierce stability, security consciousness, groundedness, like most people, would love to be matched with a partner with a similar quality and vibe. So, felt the need to put that out there, because this overall is a time where you are gaining and focused on your independence, your self-reliance, your ability to internalize resourcefulness, and achieve whatever it is you have your sights set on. So the overall general energy for the month of July is the Magician card, exactly what I just said. In July, you are very much feeling empowered to go after whatever it is that you have set your sights upon. You are creating and building rapidly, but moreover, it's happening fluidly. In the beginning of July, with the full moon in Capricorn, we have the King of Wands, and with the new moon in Cancer in the middle of July, we have the Two of Swords. So clearly, July is dominated by this empowered energy. The King of Wands in the beginning of the month really amplifies the sense of confidence, determination, and passion with which you are pursuing new information, a new opportunity, a new inspiration, and quite possibly a new career direction, a new work growth or development. You have a choice to make, and the Two of Swords shows me that by the middle of July, there may be some information that you would rather avoid. With this great energy of moving forward, bursting out, identifying a target and going for it, I think that there is information or an opportunity that may be hard to see, or you may be anticipating it to be one thing only to learn that it could be something else altogether. The sense I get is something comes to you that you are cautious about, you are uncomfortable with, you may be very guarded towards, but there is information and possibility for a new beginning here that you may not have considered, and that could possibly turn this magician, this new opportunity into a more fuller liberation for you, in as much as you are opening up to information that you were suspicious of initially, but that could actually grow and expand the project that you are already anxious and raring to go about. In August, the Seven of Cups is the overall energy. So this feels like a natural outgrowth of this great outpouring of interest, a target, a wish, a goal that you've identified, you're moving towards, and you encounter tremendous opportunities that you hadn't imagined would be possible. And my sense is that the information that you allow in that feels uncomfortable actually explodes what already is a clear target for you. Many more options become available as you consider this new information. You reach out to an unlikely community or make a new contact that ends up showing you a new field of opportunities you hadn't anticipated in the past. The full moon in Aquarius in August shows us the Six of Wands, and the new moon in Leo in the middle of August is the Tower. So as you are gaining in your ability to put together this new project, to envision this new direction that you're going into, you are actually balancing your resources, your relationships, your contacts, so that you are receiving recognition for this innovation, this new direction you're moving into, and you're actually receiving some immediate rewards for that. You are in a position where you can distribute some of these resources to others according to the information that you allow in. You are a bit overwhelmed by the new information you're gaining, and it is creating a little bit of confusion as things are going along well. However, that new information has opened you up to a brand new innovation, a brand new opportunity to change something that has been long established or defined in your work life, your career, or your family. New information, an event is causing you to take in new information about ways in which this new project can be adjusted to better serve and respond to the changes in the environment. So if, for example, a business closes down that you were expecting to rely on, there's information about a different business or a new business that you could partner with in a particular capacity. This may change the team that you are pulling together, that you're beginning to envision in the beginning of August, actually members who step forward or become involved are a whole different cast than you may have initially imagined involved. Whatever it is, your ability to let in information that is uncomfortable, unexpected, or even that is seems to be contradictory to the direction you're initially moving in July, is allowing you to be an agent of this change. So this information that you've allowed in, that you are considering, is helping you to shape this unexpected change or information so that you and your team, your effort, benefit from it. So the middle of August is looking quite lively for some new innovations, and you are embracing these innovations with creativity, even if you are surprised at the way that things are working out for your behalf. And they are working out according to your initial vision. It's looking differently. And this is positive for your victory. So actually, the general energy of September, Capricorn, is the Four of Cups. This is a card that's been coming up often for many of us. And the Four of Cups basically is telling me that the changes that you've made, the things you've asked for that you're being gifted with, your natural talents and skills, are establishing and grounding you in a new direction, but it isn't looking the way that you thought it would look. And this, it certainly goes back a little bit to the Tower card. This is unexpected. You were imagining that this foundation you've developed was going to look or feel differently. And one of the things that I think we don't account for in the tremendous changes that we are inviting into our lives and that we're attempting to implement in the world is that the newness, the change, the growth we're experiencing feels different, feels unfamiliar. It can be uncomfortable. It can be flat. It can be counterintuitive. It can seem so normalized that the changes that you feel within your soul do not seem to be reflected in your outside experience. Or vice versa. The tremendous changes that are in your environment don't feel to be reflected inside yet. So there's sort of a humdrumness or sameness with which you're going about your activities in September that is a little bit disappointing, a little bit less of an offer than you were expecting, a little bit less of a bang than you had hoped for. So I see this as a way in which we are maturing and looking away from the tremendous gifts and potential that we are capable of bringing into our own lives when we customarily look to others to provide these changes, these wishes, these desires for us. In fact, you are able to provide these things for yourself, which is the Nine of Pentacles is a goal for you. This is an overall focus of your energies. This resourcefulness is internalized. Everything you need, you have. And the Magician in July only confirms that at a grander level. However, when those changes are made, when you manifest the things that you want, building towards this new path, You're not always happy with the way it looks. So that disappointment is something that you want to check as you experience that in September. The full moon in Pisces in the beginning of the month of September shows us the Ten of Pentacles, and the new moon in Virgo in the middle of September is showing the Four of Pentacles. So you really are anchoring in your groundedness, your ability to be productive. The focus here is on legacy. So as you are envisioning this much greater self-generating abundance and prosperity that you are building and creating on behalf of your community, your world, your family, this is the vision that is being unlocked for you. And this is where the elements of it don't always feel as grand or as satisfying on the face of it as you thought they would. Abundance is looking very different as we've changed inside. However, as you move through September towards the middle of the month, you're very mindful that what you've built is merely the foundation to the growth of this legacy, the growth of this inheritance. You are very guarded as you move forward and gain a better sense of the foundation, the cultural and spiritual foundation necessary to build this legacy. I'm going to clarify the Seven of Cups in the middle of the reading with the Knight of Cups and the Temperance card. I definitely feel for you, Capricorn, that there is a deep exploration of your emotions, your feelings, and a balancing of those with your experience in the outer world. So the internal experience can often be a little bit of a sad sack kind of thing. You work so hard, nose to the grindstone, you're so diligent, you know all the rules, you know what you're supposed to do. Even if you're not doing it, you certainly know what other people are supposed to be doing. And that's part of your ability to pull a community together to accomplish something. However, you are now regulating, balancing is a better word, the ways in which you experience on behalf of others this abundance and productivity, the building and the growth of something that is a benefit to the community, and the way that you experience that community inside. This is you willing to look at not just the community and communion you share as part of a team or an organization through your work or your family, but it's also looking at the experiences of rejection, of loneliness, of loss, of sadness, of feeling like you don't belong or you don't fit in. So I see that as key to what you're being honest with yourself about, what you're allowing yourself to feel, and knowing that it's okay, rather than producing that characteristic depression that Capricorns we are so often accused of. You are recognizing that your independence includes all of these feelings, and none of them are game changers. Your ability to be grounded and internalize your resourcefulness gives you constant fuel and vision for a sense of self-reliance, self-creativity, self-nurturance, as well as generosity, the willingness and invest in others, as you no longer are in danger of jeopardizing the investment that you make in yourself, which is primary. I'm going to finish off this reading, Capricorn, with a botanical inspiration. And I've pulled the honeysuckle. And the key words are domestic happiness and devoted affection. Shakespeare said, "I will wind thee in my arms, so does the woodbine the honeysuckle gently entwist." I'm actually seeing this as very much related to the Two of Swords in this reading, and really talks about this, the same, I don't want to call it a polarity or a duality. I want to call it a complement where one aspect feeds into the other, a little bit like the Temperance card. So the ways in which we do for others, we must learn to do for ourselves. And it is at a time in the planet where we must understand that fulfilling ourselves is part of our service, part of what we've chosen to learn. The ability of you to love others and love yourself is something that indeed grows together. It's out of one energy. And that one energy is the same energy that aligns you with your mission, with your purpose. And those can be called domestic happiness and devoted affection, where they land inside. That's where we're focusing on throughout the third quarter. I thank you for your time and attention, Capricorn, and until next time, namaste.